Welcome to today's class. This is Fluid Mechanics and Machinery, subject code UZE C002. This is our Emmanuel from Sri Ramakrishna Institute of Technology, Department of Mechanical Engineering. Before going to this course, you have to understand the course objectives. Course objectives are there are totally three course objectives. So first one is the understand the conservation of mass, momentum, and energy for fluid flow. If you want to analyze any kind of flow with the help of mathematics, you have to understand these concepts, that is conservation of mass, momentum, and energy for fluid flow. Okay, so the softwares like ANSYS, Fluent, they are basically worked based on these laws and then these concepts. Okay, the next course objective is to provide insights to the hydraulic machines and introduce dimensional analysis for fluid flow problems. That is your second course objectives. Then third one is the relate the theory with practice of problems in hydraulic engineering. So in fluid mechanics, you can correlate the theory with the applications and then with the some basic problems. So that is the third course objective. So I have to divide your course syllabus into 6 units. First unit is properties of fluids and types of fluids and then classification of flows. Unit 2 is continuity equation, flow net momentum equation, laminar and turbulent flow, shear stress and pressure gradient, Hagen-Poiseuille equation for flow through circular pipes. So that is your second unit. Unit 3 is boundary layer concepts, boundary layer thickness, major losses, Darcy-Weisbach equation, Chezid's equation for flow through circular pipe, friction factor, Moody's diagram, minor losses, pipes in series and parallel, and then equivalent length. So this is your second unit, sorry, third unit. Then fourth unit, methods of dimensional analysis, similitude and model studies, dimensionless numbers, model laws and their applications. Then unit 5, turbines, classification of turbines, components, working and velocity triangles, draft tubes, performance of turbines, specific speed and their significance. Then unit 6, classification of pumps, working principles, priming, head, power and efficiency, characteristics curves, indicator diagram, air vessel, work done against friction, with and without air vessels, rotary pumps and their classification. So these are the 6 units. This is your reference. So for the problems, we have to deal with the Bansal RK, the author, book title Fluid Mechanics and Hydraulic Machines, 9th edition, Lakshmi Publications. For theory part, you have to refer Modi and Seth, as well as you can able to refer Frank M. White. This is not in your reference books, but it is a very good book. If you want to understand fluid mechanics in a practical manner, you have to go through the book N.S. Essential, Fluid Mechanics, N.S. Essential, and John M. Simbala, adapted by S. Patacharya. So these books are very good in practical aspects so that you can able to go through these books. So from your examination point of view, you have to just follow the book called Bansal. I have to taken these lectures with with the reference to all these books, and then I have to give the content. So first we have to deal with the dimensions and units. So dimension is the measure by which a physical variable is expressed quantitatively. If you want to express something in quantitative manner, means we have to go for the dimensions. And then length is a dimension associated with the variables such as distance, displacement, width, deflection and height. For example, if we want to express the deflection of a beam, means we have to go for the dimension length. So that is the dimension. And what is unit? Unit is a particular way of attaching a number to the quantitative dimensions. For the quantitative purpose, we have to go for the dimensions. We have to attach a number to that quantitative dimension, means that is known as the unit. For example, centimeters, inches, meters, and then kilometers. These are the numerical units for expressing the length. So this is the definition for dimension. And then example for the dimension is length. And this is the definition for unit, and the example for the unit is centimeters and then inches. We are following the international system of units, that is SI system, which will be developed during the General Conference of Weights and Measures in the year of 1960 by the 40 countries. Okay, so but still in America, some industries they have to follow the SI system, and some industries they have to follow the conventional methods of systems. In fluid mechanics, so whenever we deal with the dimensions, in fluid mechanics, there are only four primary dimensions. So first one is the mass, length, time, and then temperature. So these are the primary dimensions. And then the unit for the primary dimension for mass is kilogram, length is meter, time is second, and temperature is Kelvin. So whenever we put a braces around a symbol like this, means that is mean by the dimension of mass. For example, if I place L inside a braces means dimension of length, likewise dimension of time, likewise dimension of temperature. So this is the meaning of that braces. The next, secondary dimensions. So secondary dimensions are nothing but the dimensions which are derived from the primary dimensions that are known as the secondary dimensions. So these examples are here. So density, kilogram per meter cube, and then viscosity, kilogram per meter times seconds, and for specific heat, meter square per second square times Kelvin. So these are the secondary dimensions. Then the principle of dimensional homogeneity. In engineering and science, all equations must be dimensionally homogeneous. That is, each additive term in an equation must have the same dimensions. So you never confuse that. Dimensional homogeneity is nothing but each additive term in an equation must have the same dimensions. So for example, if you take this Bernoulli's equation, that is pressure plus of rho v square plus rho gz equal to constant. So in each term present in the this equation, for example pressure, the dimension have the ml power minus 1 t power minus 2. Likewise the term of rho v square, which also have the same dimension ml minus 1 t power minus 2. So likewise rho gz, that also having the ml power minus 1 t power minus 2. If you want the explanation how this pressure will have this dimension, means the formula for the pressure is nothing but force per area. Okay, the unit of force is mass times acceleration. So F which is equal to mass times the acceleration. So the basic dimensional number for the mass is m, and then acceleration is nothing but displacement per time the square. So mlt power minus 2. So this is the inferred force mlt power minus 2. Then the area formula is just L power 2. Then what will happen? One, these two are cancelled, and then the answer is ml minus 1 t power minus 2. So likewise, you can able to derive for this one, and then you can able to derive for this one. Okay. So this is the dimensional homogeneity. Okay. The next, in the before explanation, I have to tell that in engineering and science, all equation must be dimensionally homogeneous. Okay, so that you cannot able to imagine that all the equations are dimensionally homogeneous. Some in some cases, in some researchers, they have to do a linear regression analysis. With the help of that, they can able to form some equations. That equations cannot be a dimensional homogeneous in all the times. Okay, so some equations may be dimensionally inconsistent equations. Okay, so that we can conclude that dimensionally inconsistent equations, though they occur in engineering practice, okay, in some cases it can be occurs, that are misleading and vague and even dangerous in the sense that they are often misused outside their range of applicability. Okay, so in some researchers, they have to do some research and then they have to frame some equations Okay, so that equations may be only applicable with the range of, for example, if I if I have form one equation, P which is equal to pressure which is equal to um, density into area power 0.2 for some cases, area power 0.2 for some cases. I have to frame this equation with the help of regression analysis. Regression analysis, it is a mathematical method. With the help of that, we can able to form some equations based on some data. Okay, so this is my equation. So this equation may be applicable only under the temperature of 20 Kelvin to 20 Kelvin to 350 Kelvin. Okay, sorry, 350 Kelvin. So 350 Kelvin means you can able to apply this equation only up to this ranges only. Okay, so this equation is an inconsistent equation. If you want to know the pressure of a per certain flows at a temperature of 360 Kelvin means I cannot able to apply these formulas. So if you develop a equation means that must be a dimensionally homogeneous. So you don't confuse with this one. Throughout your subject, we have studied only the dimensional homogeneous equation. In most of the cases, we have to study only the dimensional homogeneous equation. Okay, then convenient prefixes for engineering units. So in most of the cases, we have to deal with the 10 to the power of 6, 10 to the power of 3, 10 to the power of 5. So like that. So in that time, we have to use these prefixes. So while you solving the problem, they have to given that kilopascal or megapascal means kilopascal is nothing but 10 to the power of 3 pascals. Megapascal is nothing but 10 to the power of 6 pascals. So that you have to understand these prefixes, you have to get memorize these things. Okay. Thank you.